the NYSC decree of 1973. For those who have been proudly wearing their uniform of NYSC, you don't question anything. We had a problem that took us to war. War ended. Instead of going to solve the issues that are still unresolved to this date, these same issues we are raising today were the things that took us to war in 1967. How do we live together? Was that not the issue that they went to Aburi and agreed, and then they came back and go on and go abandoned it at the direction of the British and began to kill people, to lock everybody down to what we have seen now? Now, instead of going to solve that problem, you now set up a scheme in which you took young people who may not have been politically conscious when the trouble began, to say, let the young people mix up. The children of the north will come to the south and see their country. The children of the south will go to the north and see their country. And as they mix up, they will understand themselves better, and it will be El Dorado thereafter. That's the front. That's the front screen. At the back end, the NYSC was a scheme by which the children of Sokoto, the children of Kano, the children of Maiduguri were sent to go and serve in Lagos, in Port Harcourt, in Warri, where they will be retained after the service year in NNPC, in MPA, in Central Bank, and all such institutions. Whereas the children of Lagos, the children of Ibadan, the children of Warri, the children of Enugu, the children of Port Harcourt are sent to go and perish in Kaura Namoda, in Gashua, in Brinin, Kebi, wherever. And you get there, there is no prospect of any kind of job. You are taken to rural places to go to teach. 90% of the bureaucracy of how Nigeria is being managed, whether you went to NNPC or you went to Central Bank or you went to any of all these other places, the recruitment process was in that standing instruction of retain them when they come to serve in your place in Port Harcourt, and then they put it in that constitution. NYSC is in a part of the constitution that requires 4/5 majority. That is Land Use Act, NYSC Act. What was Land Use Decree? They called it Act when they imposed the constitution later. What was the NYSC? What was the Land Use Decree? The land ownership system in the north was one in which the emir owned everything, and gave only those he chose. If he didn't give you, he didn't get. In the south, it was different. Land belonged to individuals and on some occasion communities. And so, if you worked hard, you got the quantity. Your family could inherit so much. You could buy so much, but all amongst right to private property. The north, this same caliphate, targeting the lands of the south and everybody else in the middle belt, decided to bring the land use decree in which government became the owner of all the lands. In that military era, the governors who were now to be holding, the governors were appointed. Governor of your state could come from Kebbi, the governor of Imo could come from Zamfara, and all of that. So these generals, these genocide generals you see that are still hanging around like demons today, they took the choicest lands all across the length and breadth of Nigeria under that land use decree, which they then smuggled into that constitution by the instrumentality of Obasanjo, that introduced 17 amendments after the Constituent Assembly had submitted its clean copy. 17 amendments. One such amendment is to restore for the caliphate the states that the Constituent Assembly rejected as federating units instead of the regions. That was how we lost all our economic assets.